Hi, this is Chef Mick from Tony's Market, and I'm here with Lon from ChoLon Bistro. And why don't you show us these ingredients you're using today? This is a wild set of ingredients.
Great, Chef. So we're going to be making a stir-fried Brussels sprout dish today. So obviously we're going to be starting off with some local, in-season Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to just quickly place these into the fryer basket and give them a quick deep fry until they're nice and golden brown. So while those are cooking, the other ingredients that we're going to be actually stir-frying in the wok are shallots, galangal, and scallions. Now here's galangal. Galangal's in the ginger family. So if you don't have access to galangal, by all means, ginger would be a wonderful substitution. We're going to be using a little bit of stir-fried ground pork. Here I've marinated this in a small amount of oyster sauce, but at home if you have don't have access to oyster sauce, which contains shellfish, you can just use straight ground pork. And lastly, we're going to be finishing with a little herbs and some chilies. The herbs are mint and culantro, which is in the cilantro family. This is also known as saw leaf herb, because as you can see, it has a jagged edge and actually looks like a saw. So you can substitute with cilantro. And we're going to be using some fresh, long red finger chili, which if you don't have a red finger chili, you can use jalapeno or Anaheim or any other sort of spicy chili that you desire. So great. So while our Brussels sprouts are stir-frying nice and golden brown here, I'm going to turn on the wok. Now, the wok's really hot. It has a lot of BTUs. If you don't have a wok, just put a pan on at home and get it ripping hot and allow that pan to get nice and hot before you try to stir-fry anything inside of it. So, using my wok ladle, I'm going to put just a small amount of oil in there. And I'm going to start off by first stir-frying my ground pork. Now again, this ground pork has been marinated in a small amount of oyster sauce. You could marinate it in some soy sauce if you would like, or nothing at all. I just want to spread it out a little bit and allow the heat from the wok to really develop that caramelization. That's what this wok is for. It's for developing flavor and developing caramelization known as wok hay, which is the smoke that's coming up off of the wok. So, just stir fry this. Now my Brussels sprouts are done at this point, so I'm going to pull these off and just allow them to drip dry for a second. And now that this pork is nicely caramelized, you see that color on there?
Oh yeah, nice color.
Now I'm going to add my aromatics, and the aromatics are the shallots, the scallion, and again the galangal, which could be substituted for ginger. Good. As I'm going to add my sauce. Now my sauce is a mixture of fish sauce, rice vinegar, lime juice, and sugar, which is known as nuoc cham, or a very famous seasoning sauce used all throughout Southeast Asia. So now that the sauce is nice and it's broken the pork down, I'm going to add just a small amount of cornstarch slurry. Now the cornstarch slurry will just act to kind of bind the sauce a little bit and allow the Brussels sprouts to be glazed inside of this sauce. I'll remove the Brussels sprouts from the pan, give them a quick dunk in water just to get off any of the excess oil that might be on the Brussels sprouts. Allow them to drip dry for a second. Now at this point the pork's absorbed all that sauce and it's turned into a nice glaze. I'll add the Brussels sprouts. I see the technique with the wok. I'm never letting the wok come up into the air. I'm using this front as a pivot. And at the same time that I'm pulling the wok back, I'm using the ladle as a baseball bat to smack it up into the side of the wok again. So I'll turn off the heat. I'll add in my herbs and my chilies. I don't want to cook them. I just want to use the residual heat from the pan to kind of wilt them down. Toss to combine. And there you have it, a beautiful stir-fried seasonal Brussels sprout dish. And we'll simply top that with our puffed rice as a garnish.
You can get the recipe for this at digincolorado.com. Now let's dig in.